Administratively, Leningrad Oblast is divided into 17 districts and a town of oblast significance. Sosnovy Bor.Lomonosovsky District is the only one in Russia which has its administrative center located in the area of a different subject of Russian Federation. In terms of the area, the biggest administrative district is Podporozhsky District. The smallest one is Lomonosovsky District. Administrative divisions. Cities and towns under the oblast's jurisdiction. Sosnovy Bor. Districts. Boksytogorsk towns under the district's jurisdiction. Boksytogorsk Piklevo urban-type settlements under the district's jurisdiction. Yefimovsky with 14 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Gachinsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Gachina, Komuna urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Druzhny Gorkosivosky Tatsi, Varitsa with 17 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. King Izepsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Avangara, King Izep with 9 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Kirishsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Kirishi urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Budogish with 6 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Kirovsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Kirovsky Otradnoy Schlisselburg urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Mga, Nazi Upavlovo Priladozhsky Sinyavino with 5 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Lodanopolsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Lodanopol urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Svostroy with 8 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Lomonosovsky urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Bolshaya-Ijora, Lebyazai with 13 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Luzky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Luga urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Tolmakievo with 19 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Podporozhsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Podporozhye urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Nikolsky Varzheny, Vaznesenye with 7 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Pryersky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Pryersky urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Kuznetnoy with 12 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Slantsevsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Slantsy with 7 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Tikvinsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Tikvin with 13 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Toznansky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Iorba Nikolskoy Tozno urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Fonosovo, Krasny Bor Rybovo Ulyanovka with 12 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Volkovsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Novaya Ladoga, Syastroy Volkow with 15 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Volosovsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Volosovo with 14 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Vsevlozhsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Vsevlozhsk, Sertolivo urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Dubrovka Imeni Morozova Imeni Sverdlova Kozmalovsky Rakia, Toksovo with 12 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Vyborgsky towns under the district's jurisdiction. Kamenogorsk Primorsk Svetogorsk, Vyborg Vysisk urban-type settlement under the district's jurisdiction. Lasugorsky Rashino, Sovetsky with 22 volosts under the district's jurisdiction. Municipal divisions. The municipal divisions of Leningrad Oblast are identical with its administrative divisions. All of the administrative districts of Leningrad Oblast are municipally incorporated as municipal districts, and the city of Oblast significance is municipally incorporated as an urban okrug. History. December 29, 1708, Tsar Peter the Great issued an edict which established 7 governorates. The description of the borders of the governorates was not given. Instead, their area was defined as a set of towns and the lands adjacent to those towns. The present area of Leningrad Oblast was a part of Ingermanland Governorate, which was renamed St. Petersburg Governorate in 1710. The governorates were subdivided into uyezds, and uyezds into volosts. Eventually, parts of St. Petersburg Governorate were split off to form separate governorates, such as Novgorod, Pskov, or Olonets governorates. Vyborg Governorate, which was split off early in 1812, was included into the Grand Duchy of Finland as the Viipuri province, and in 1918 became a part of independent Finland. In 1913, St. Petersburg Governorate was renamed Petrograd, and in 1924 Leningrad Governorate. The east and south of the current area of the oblast was transferred in 1727 to Moscow and Novgorod governorates. After a sequence of administrative reforms, the northeastern part of the oblast ended up in 1801 in Olonets Governorate. In June 1918, 5 uyezds of Novgorod Governorate, including Tikhvinsky uyezd, were split off to form Cherepovets Governorate, with the administrative center in Cherepovets. In 1922, Olonets Governorate was abolished, and Lodonopolsky uyezd was transferred to Petrograd Governorate. Thus, by 1927 the current area of the oblast was split between 3 governorates: Leningrad, Novgorod, and Cherepovets. Additionally, the areas adjacent to the Narva River, including the town of Ivangorod, were assigned to Estonia in 1920. Following the Estonian War of Independence and the Treaty of Tartu, signed on February 2, 1920, on August 1, 1927 the governorate was abolished, and uyezds were merged into a newly established Leningrad Oblast, with the administrative center in Leningrad, which included the northwestern part of Russian Federation. The oblast was subdivided into 140 districts, which were grouped into 9 okrugs: Borovichy Okrug, Cherepovets Okrug, Leningrad Okrug, Lodonopol Okrug, Luga Okrug, Murmansk Okrug, Novgorod Okrug, Pskov Okrug, Veliky Luki Okrug. Murmansk Okrug was not contiguous with the rest of Leningrad Oblast and was separated from it by the territory of the Karelian Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic. The areas where Leningrad Oblast was established belonged previously not only to St. Petersburg, Novgorod, and Cherepovets governorates, but also to Murmansk and Pskov governorates. The following districts have been established: in Borovichy Okrug, Belsky, Bologovsky, Borovichsky, Konchansky, Minetsky, Moshinskoy, Okolovsky, Obchansky, Orekovsky, Rozhdestvinsky, Torbinsky, Uglovsky, and Valdesky. In Cherepovets Okrug, Abakanovsky, Babayevsky, Belozovsky, Borisov-Osudsky, Cherepovetsky, Kaduasky, Kirilovsky, Mygzinsky, Nikolsko-Torzhsky, Pestovsky, Petriniwovsky, Petropavlovsky, Przyaksninsky, Sholsky, Ulomsky, Ostarzansky, Vashkinsky, Verkhney Chagodoshhensky, and Yefimovsky. In Leningrad Okrug, Andreyevsky, Podporozhsky, Detskoselsky, Kapshinsky, Knyazepsky, Kolpinsky, Kotelsky, Kivazovsky, Leninsky, Lyubansky, Imginsky, Milostovitsky, Orionbaumsky, Pogolovsky, Pikolyovsky, Tikvinsky, Trotsky, Uritsky, Volosovsky, Volkovsky, and Zhukovsky. In Lodanoy Pol Okrug, Andomsky, Kovjinsky, Lodonopolsky, Oshtinsky, Pashsky, Podporozhsky, Shapshinsky, Vinitsky, Vazhnainsky, Vitagorsky. In Luga Okrug, Batetsky, Gudovsky, Lusky, Lyadsky, Ordizhsky, Osminsky, Plysky, Polnovsky, Rudnensky, Strugo Krasnensky, and Utagoshsky. In Murmansk Okrug, Alexandrovsky, Kolsko-Loparsky, Lovozovsky, Ponoysky, Terebursky, and Tersky. In Novgorod Okrug, Belobiokovsky, Bronitsky, Kionovsky, Chadovsky, Demyansky, Krestitsky, Luzhansky, Malovishsky, Medvedsky, Molvotitsky, Novgorodsky, Podorsky, Podporozhsky, Polnovoseligsky, Polskoy, Soletsky, Starorsky, Volotovsky, and Zaluchsky. In Psk of the Okrug, Bezanitsky, Chikokyovsky, Dedovichsky, Donovsky, Karamishevsky, Krasnogrodsky, Kudevsky, Novozhevsky, Novoselsky, Opochitsky, Ostrovsky, Alkinsky, Porkovsky, Skovsky, Pushkinsky, Syotkinsky, Slavkovsky, and Vyborsky. In Velikie Luki Okrug, Bologovsky, Idritsky, Ilyinsky, Kumsky, Kunyinsky, Leninsky, Loknyansky, Nasvinsky, Nevelsky, Novosokolnichsky, Oktябrsky, Ostashkovsky, Penovsky, Porochevsky, Pustoshkinsky, Rykovsky, Sabezsky, Sovetsky, Toropetsky, Troitsky, Sivelsky, Osminsky, Ostolsky, Uzvyatsky, Velitsky, and Velikaluksky. On October 1, 1929, Velikie Luki Okrug was transferred to newly established Western Oblast. On August 15, 1930, the okrugs were abolished as well, and the districts were directly subordinated to the oblast. Subsequently, the administrative divisions were merged and split on a regular basis, so that some districts were abolished, and others were established. On September 23, 1937, Vologda Oblast was established, and eastern districts of Leningrad Oblast were transferred to Vologda Oblast. On May 28, 1938, Murmansk Oblast was established, and the districts which belonged to Murmansk Okrug were transferred there. Between 1938 and 1944, the area of Leningrad Oblast approximately corresponded to the current area of Leningrad, Pskov, and Novgorod Oblasts. On March 22, 1935, Pskov and Knyazepsky okrugs, adjacent to the state borders, were established. In September 1940, both were abolished. After the Winter War in 1940, some areas which previously belonged to independent Finland were ceded to the Soviet Union, in particular, to Leningrad Oblast and to the Karelo-Finnish Soviet Socialist Republic. During World War II, considerable areas of Leningrad Oblast were occupied by German and Finnish troops and thus were outside the jurisdiction of the oblast. On July 5, 1944, Novgorod Oblast, and on August 23, 1944, Pskov Oblast were established. The areas of Estonia adjacent to the Narva River, including the town of Ivangorod, were transferred to Leningrad Oblast on November 24, 1944. They were shared between Slantsevsky and King Isepsky districts. On the same day, some areas, which are now parts of Vyborgsky and Priosersky districts, were transferred from the Karelo-Finnish Soviet Socialist Republic to Leningrad Oblast. In 1948–1949, most of the names of Finnish origin were replaced by made-up Russian names. After 1944, some areas which belonged to Leningrad Oblast were on several occasions transferred to the federal city of St. Petersburg. Abolished districts. After 1927, borders between the districts sometimes were modified, and as a result some of the districts were abolished. This list includes the districts which existed in the current area of Leningrad Oblast. Podporozhsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1932, split between Dragelsky and Kirishsky districts. Detskoselsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1930, split between Toznansky, Krasnovardsky, and Leningradsky Prigorodny districts. Kapshinsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1963, split between Boksitigorsky and Tikvinsky districts. Kolpinsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1930, split between Toznansky and Leningradsky Prigorodny districts. Kotelsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1931, merged into King Isepsky District. Krasnoselsky District, established in 1936, abolished in 1955, merged into Lomonosovsky District. Leningradsky Prigorodny District, established in 1930, abolished in 1936, split between the city of Leningrad and Krasnoselsky, Slutsky, Pargolovsky, Vsevolozhsky, and Imginsky districts. Leninsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1930, merged into Leningradsky Prigorodny District. Lasugorsky District, established in 1940 as Yaskinsky District and a part of the Karelian ASSR, later of the Karelo-Finnish Soviet Socialist Republic, transferred to Leningrad Oblast in 1944, renamed in 1948, abolished in 1960, merged into Vyborgsky District. Lyubansky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1930, merged into Toznansky District. Imginsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1960, split between Volkhovsky and Toznansky districts. In 1930 and 1931 was known as Putlovsky District. The current borders of Kirovsky District largely coincide with those of Imginsky District. Malostavitsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1931, merged into Volosovsky District. Novoladozhsky District, established in 1946, abolished in 1963, merged into Volkhovsky District. Oradizhsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1959, split between Luzsky and Gachinsky districts. Osminsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1961, split between Slantsevsky and Volosovsky districts. Oyatsky District, established in 1927 as Shapshinsky District, in the same year renamed Oyatsky District, abolished in 1955, merged into Lotanopolsky District. Pargolovsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1930, split between Kivazovsky District and Leningradsky Prigorodny District. Re-established in 1936, abolished in 1954, split between the city of Leningrad and Vsevolozhsky District. Podporozhsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1955, merged into Novolodozhsky District. Pavlovsky District, established in 1936 as Slutsky District, renamed in 1944 into Pavlovsky District, abolished in 1953, split between the city of Leningrad, Gachinsky, and Sosnovsky districts. Pikolyovsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1932, split between Yefimovsky, Tikvinsky, Dregelsky, Kapshinsky, and Kavoyninsky districts. Primorsky District, established in 1940 as Koivystovsky District, renamed in 1948, abolished in 1954, merged into Roshchinsky District. Roshchinsky District, established in 1940 as Kanilyovsky District, renamed Rayvolovsky District in 1945, renamed Roshchinsky District in 1948, abolished in 1963, merged into Vyborgsky District. Rudnansky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1933, split between Gudovsky and Osminsky districts. Sosnovsky District, established in 1940 as Ratovsky District, renamed in 1948, abolished in 1960, split between Roshchinsky and Pryosersky districts. Toksovsky District, established in 1927 as Kyvazovsky District, renamed in 1936, abolished in 1939, merged into Pogolovsky District. Yurotsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1930, merged into Leningradsky Prigorodny District. Vinitsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1963, merged into Lodinopolsky District. In 1965 became a part of re-established Podporozhsky District. Vozhnainsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1954, merged into Podporozhsky District. Yefimovsky District, established in 1927, abolished in 1963, merged into Boksytigorsky District. Renamed District Skachinsky District was known between 1927 and 1929 as Trotsky District, and between 1929 and 1944 as Krasnovoditsky District. Kiroshsky District was known before 1931 as Andreyevsky District. Lomonosovsky District was known before 1948 as Orarionbaumsky District. Pryosersky District was known before 1948 as Kekskamsky District.